The Chicago Bears' 4-game winning streak has come to an end as they fall in Baltimore 30-16 to the Ravens in Week 8 and now fall to 4-3 on the season. We're going to break down this game from all angles here on Chicago Bears Now, so welcome into the program. My name is Harrison Graham. Okay, Ravens 30, Bears 16. I just don't even really know where to start, to be honest. I mean, I thought you got beat in all three phases. I think early you missed some opportunities. Straight down the field on the opening drive. You get second and goal at the 3, chance to punch it in and go up 7-0. I thought Ben Johnson had one of his weirdest calls of the season. He called a shotgun stretch play handoff to Kyle Monangai that gets blown up for a loss of 2. And then Caleb gets sacked on third down. Theo Benedict beat on a speed rush. So you settle for the, okay, nice little drive, get 3. Get a 3 and out defensively, get the ball back, drive down again, stall out at about the 22, kick another field goal, 6-0. At the end of the first quarter, you outgained the Ravens 125-8, and it was only 6-0. And myself and producer Colin, we were like, I don't know, feels like you've missed some opportunities here to really apply pressure on a desperate team. Because then from there, the Ravens' physicality kind of took over, I thought. And Ben Johnson talked about that after the game. He said he thought they played a physical brand of football and didn't think the Bears matched it. They pretty much had the ball the entire second quarter and most of the third quarter. You get a nice little kickoff return from Devin Duvernay. It seems like the only one of the year, past midfield. And then Ben calls a DJ Moore pistol handoff that goes nowhere. And then you, I think, throw incomplete. And then you get sacked or do an intentional grounding or something, and you turn that golden opportunity into no points. And then, to make matters worse, Torrey Taylor kicks a beautiful punt down to the 1-yard line, and you don't line up properly, illegal formation, and all of a sudden you are having to repunt, and they get the ball at the 22. Like, today, all the little mistakes that have been compiling this year met its head. And everyone was involved in it. Caleb Williams, for most of this game, I thought played under control. No one's saying he played perfect, not even saying he played great, but what did we criticize him for last week? He's turning down checkdowns. He's trying to do too much. Well, today I thought he was getting back to the underneath stuff and taking the completions that were there, and he was playing under control, but then in a critical spot, down 3 points, can't remember the exact score, I think it was 16-13 at the time. He throws a pick standing in his own end zone, throwing to Odunze over the middle. Ball was late and it needed to be a perfect throw by the time he threw it, and it was probably, a half yard behind him, and Nate Wiggins jumps the route. Picks it off, runs back to the 9. They score, pretty much ices the game. Just not good. Not good. And I thought for most of today, he actually played better than last week, but just not good enough. For how decimated the Bears were at corner today, you needed a better overall offensive performance. You needed a better performance from Caleb Williams, and you didn't get it. It wasn't all bad, but it wasn't good enough. Are you worried about Caleb? Type Y for yes, type in for no. Give me your thoughts down in the comment section. Are you concerned about the quarterback? Type Y for yes, or you can type in for no. I think something that not concerns me but bothers me about this game is the Ravens, to win this game without Lamar, we're going to have to play a game a certain way. They were going to have to be physical as hell. They were going to have to control the tempo of the game offensively and shorten the game. What do I mean by that? It's a phrase coaches, analysts talk about all the time. Less possessions overall. And the Ravens did that to a T. These long, drawn-out drives, 4 yards here, 3 yards there, converting third downs consistently. And the Bears, after that first quarter, had no rhythm offensively because they basically didn't have the ball, because in that second quarter, it went long Ravens touchdown, Bears 3 and out, long Ravens touchdown, get the ball back with a minute left in the half. And then what happened at the end of the half? You get down to the 40, have to run a fire drill field goal, 58-yarder, long one, and Cairo Santos comes up short. It's kind of right in the edge of his range, comes up short. The Jake Moody discussion is going to heat up after that, I would imagine. Cairo is great when he's within range, but the fact that a 58-yarder comes up at least a couple of yards short, it's a problem. In today's NFL, that's an issue. And I've been a Cairo defender because before Cairo, the Bears kicking situation was a disaster for years. And when he's in range, he's very accurate, but his range is very limited compared to most kickers in today's league. So it's going to be interesting to see if that conversation heats up. But not a good enough effort. And just to kind of wrap up special teams real quick, and then we'll talk about the defense after a quick sponsor plug. What a disaster from Richard Hightower's group. Not only does the Santos miss happen, no impactful returns other than the one from Duvernay, but the coverage unit, which it seemed like it got fixed last week, was a disaster all day. Every return, it seemed like, was past the 40. And even the bad ones are still getting to like the 35. And it's like, you might as well just kick it out of the end zone for a touchback. Oh, wait. Your kicker doesn't have a big enough leg to even do that, even if you want to. So, frustrating, man. Penalties, too. We'll talk about that as well. Hit that subscribe button, though. We're not going anywhere. This team's still 4-3. There's still some positives. I said you had to split Baltimore and Cincinnati. You still have a chance to do that. But we're going to be here all season long. Subscribe to the channel. We're bringing you guys Bears news. Trade buzz this week. Do they need to trade for a corner? We'll talk about that. We got you guys covered. Thanks for helping us hit 136,000 subs. We are on the road to 137K. All right, before we talk about the defense and just the continued penalty issues, let's talk about our sponsor, PrizePicks. Daily fantasy made easy at PrizePicks.com/CLNS. You and I make decisions every day, but being right on PrizePicks can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season on PrizePicks, where it's good to be right. I've gotten cold, man. I got to be honest. I've missed my last 4 or 5 lineups. Had a 2-player lineup today of Derrick Henry, more than half a touchdown. That hit easily. He scored 2. I thought Odunze would find the end zone, 3rd straight week without it. Now, he had a big game, but did not have a touchdown in this one. This was $20 entry to win $55. This is an example of what a PrizePicks lineup can look like. The way it works is simple. You pick 2 or more players, up to 6 in your lineup, and you take more or less on their stat projections. Can be passing yards, receiving yards, rushing yards, points, rebounds, assists in basketball, 3-pointers, goals, assists in hockey. All sports are available. Check it out. Get started today. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Download the PrizePicks app right now. Use our code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That is code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. I said this was a loss in all 3 phases, and I mean that. But I don't know how much more the defense can do. Just in general, today they did not. I'm not sitting here acting like they played good, but you're down to Nashawn Wright as your clear best corner. Nick McLeod just can't play. Jalen Jones, they picked him up off waivers to start the year. Like they just got no corners. They got no corners. Now, can Tyler Huntley look as good as he did? No, you got to find some kind of solution. 17 of 22, and he started 14 of 15. You got to be better than that, but. It just, we said this flurry of turnovers isn't going to continue. Now, you would like to get one at least from Tyler Huntley. You had a chance at one point. Tremaine Edmonds tipped the ball, and it ends up floating just behind Kevin Byard. He was jumping the route, and the deflection actually, probably saved Baltimore because I think Byard was reading his keys, and he was all over that. But that one didn't work out. But, for much of the day, they just could not get off the field in key spots. Now, they forced some field goals. They forced 3 field goals, but those long, drawn-out drives where, you're getting them into 3rd down. At one point, you have Tyler Huntley 2nd and 22, and he completes 2 passes to erase that. Tyler Huntley can't get out of a 2nd and 22 jam. You just can't let that happen. And they ended up scoring a touchdown on that drive. So, not a great day for the defense either, but they've obviously been playing super well. If I had to rate the units of who to blame today, the defense is definitely 3rd. I'd say offense and special teams, 1A and 1B, both cost you points today. No question about it. We mentioned that Torrey Taylor thing. They end up pinning you back. You end up throwing a pick. So that was, in a lot of ways, a special teams touchdown for Baltimore. Special teams has been kind of all over the place this year, and it's got to get better. And it's got to get better quickly. You need more juice out of these returns, and you got to stop giving up returns to the 40. It's every single possession. It's not good enough. It's just not good enough. So kind of the theme of today, not good in any phases. And I'll just say this too, I didn't think it was that good of a coach game by Ben. I didn't think it was his best game. I thought there were a few situational play calls that were underwhelming. I think in the red zone, some of these red zone woes, clearly you're going to pin some on individual players, the unit as a whole, Caleb, whatever, get Caleb on the move more. Utilize his legs in the red area. I think that's something they should do immediately to try and keep the defense on their heels. On that opening drive, that scripted drive, they got him on a couple boots, effective plays, throwing accurately. But, you can't really point to anyone today and be like, yeah, that guy played awesome. Just not really that good in any area. So, unfortunate, but season's, not dead by any means. You're 4-3. Go to Cincinnati next week. If you can win that game, you're 5-3. I said you had to get a split here. Still got an opportunity to do that. Certainly would have liked to beat Tyler Huntley today, but not meant to be. So that is that. I want to ask you guys this, though, before we get out of here. Should the Bears trade for a corner? Type T for trade, P for pass, because they are pretty decimated at corner right now. And full disclosure, I don't know Tyreek Stevenson's status. If he returns next week, maybe they hold off. But even if he does, I mean, are you going to roll with Nick McLeod at nickel the rest of the way? He's just not very good, man. It's one thing when you knew Kyler was just going to be out 3 or 4 weeks early in the year. Now, I have no idea how long Kyler's going to be out. At least 3 more weeks, but I've been told it could be more of like a 6 to 8 week injury. I don't know if I can watch Nick McLeod for 2 months. So I'd be looking, if you can find a relatively small trade that can upgrade that position, I'd be trying to do that if I was the Bears. All right, that's going to do it for our post-game show. Bears fall 30-16. Not a great loss, but we move 4-3 on the season. Got to get back on the saddle in Cincinnati next week, who lost to the Jets. The Jets, get on the board. No 0-17. All right, hit that subscribe button and bear down.